Join Zeb and I today in the garage while we try to do a milk paint pour dresser. It's either going to be epic and amazing or an epic fail. You let us know in comments below what you think. So today we're using milk paint in Moody Blue, some Sweetie Jane, Pantry Door, and Navy Blues. So in preparation for this milk paint pour, what I did was I made the milk paint a little bit thicker than normal. I cut down, like, I did a cup of milk paint and probably 5/6 of a cup of water. I just cut it back just a little bit. I did extra bond per the directions, which is 2 parts paint to 1 part extra bond, because I didn't want it chipping off. And then I let my paint sit for half an hour so that way it could thicken up, and then I stirred it with a fork. You can't have your paint as thin as you normally would with using milk paint, because otherwise it'll just run off. I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens. Before I get started, I want to disclaim this is a hot mess. So we've got a drop cloth that has a plastic lining on the back that keeps the paint from getting all over our floor, and also I know that I'm going to get it probably all over the inside of my dresser drawer. I'm just going to have to sand that off when I'm done. This is a messy process. So I'm just going to take this paint and drip it on here in totally a random fashion. I'm using my fork because I'm worried that, let's see what happens if I do this. I'm worried that it'll be too much if I pour it out. All right, so now I'm adding Moody Blue. Sweetie Jane. And then last, I've got Pantry Door. I'm forking it because I don't want to get too much on here. Now that I've got all this other paint, kind of controls it a little bit. I'm going to get this just a little wet so that way my paint is fluid, and let's see what happens. So this is the hardest part. Trying not to make a huge mess and lose all your paint. So you're just going to tip your drawer every which way. Once it kind of gets to the edge, then you're going to go back the other way. I mean, a little bit's going to fall over, but oops, we're to the edge. So now we're going to go this way. I'll let you do the next one. All right.
All right.
We're dripping everywhere, but I've got to get it all over. So this one's done. It's a little bit more muddled than with the DIY, but I'm really liking it. It has a kind of a soft watercolor effect. Looks like there were still some chunks in my milk paint, but we'll sand those out, and this will probably have a little bit more of a chippy look. All right, now it's Zeb's turn to paint pour. Let's see how he does. He's more the artist, so maybe he'll be more precise.
The trouble is gauging how much paint to put on here.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, is it? It's all fun and games till you start pouring.
You want to use enough, but you don't want to waste paint.
Oh, you did it in the different order than me too.
Yeah.
So you need, have you done Sweetie Jane?
Coming right now.
I think that it's better if you kind of keep it in the middle, don't get it super close to the edges, and then you just kind of push it towards the edges when you're turning it.
All right, I think I'm leaving it like that.
All right, that looks
I got
good.
that good ocean wave look.
All right, I'll do a color and I'll pass it to you.
All right. I think it's easier if you pour.
Well, these are little.
All right.
All right, pass me another color. Oops. The little drawers are way easier.
Yeah. Those big drawers are like, oh, hey, I don't want to move to all the corners.
It's hard to maneuver those.
The aftermath of the paint pour.
In an effort not to waste paint, I'm going to take my leftover navy blues and my moody blue, mix them together, and that's what I'm going to paint the base of the dresser in. I don't know exactly what the amount is. It's probably 50-50 because I mixed up about the same amount of every color. I wanted kind of a dark color, so that's why I picked the two darkest to mix up. Once I get the paint on there, I do long, smooth strokes so I don't have stops and starts in my brushing. But you just got to get it on there. And then I go lightly. When I'm doing this little motion here, I'm going so light that you don't even see where my brush stroke stops.
The drawers are still drying, so we're going to go ahead and hit this with some 220 grit and see if we can get this milk paint to chip a little bit. It's got a lot of extra bond in it, so it may not chip, but we're at least going to distress the edges. We're using Sweet Pickins top coat on here. I'm just going to spray it on. If we don't spray Sweet Pickins top coat, we like to use a foam brush, and it works really well, but it's faster to spray, and I'm set up to do it, so that's how we're going to get it done.
So I'm going to lightly go over the top just to smooth it out, take out any chunks that might have been in the milk paint with my 220 sandpaper. When I'm done with that, then I'm going to switch over to 120 and I'll sand all the sides, underneath, inside the drawer, like everywhere where paint dripped, because it's a little bit messy.
All right, time to complete the piece and put the knobs on. Jamie got these at Home Goods. They were $12.99 for 12 of them, so pretty sweet deal on that.
So I was a little worried about paint pouring with milk paint because milk paint is like usually thinner, sometimes it gets chippy. So before I got started, even though I'd never done it before, I just thought about what makes a good paint pour. And I'm like, the paint needs to be a little bit thicker. So I just cut back on the water a little bit, and then I added the amount of extra bond that it calls for no chipping, which is 2 parts paint to 1 part bond. And it really did work pretty well. I mean, we had a few chunks even after using the blender, but they sanded right off and it was all right. I definitely would not do this if I did not have an immersion blender though.
No, it'd be too chunky the whole way through. You wouldn't get it smooth enough, and then you would have paint wanting to follow where the chunks were going.
Yeah, so definitely an immersion blender is a must. Also, you need plenty of extra bond, so that way you can get it to, and it doesn't powder the way milk paint normally does when it has extra bond.
Yeah, this milk paint with the regularly called for amount of extra bond in it is tough stuff. It did not want to come off with the sander.
No, which is good. That means it stuck to these drawers really good. And it did sand pretty smooth. We have some crackles where it got thick and there's some texture, but I like that. And the cool thing the milk paint did was these little like freckles of paint. I don't know what I did that made it do that, but I like it.
I mostly just like that they kind of look like waves. Like we could take this middle drawer here, frame it out, and it'd be like a wave motif.
True story. We sealed everything with Sweet Pickens top coat. It's a nice matte finish, so you can really see the design, and I think the knobs pair nicely.
I like the color of the knobs with it. They're not quite matching.
We're gonna be doing another paint pour, and the next paint pour we're gonna use Fairy Chalk Mother, so people can see how each brand reacts to a paint pour, but we need help with colors. So what colors would you like to see in our next paint pour? Comment below. If you would like to achieve this look, go to jamirayvintage.com for the supplies. Here's the list. We've got navy blues, Sweetie Jane, pantry door, moody blue, extra bond, which is really important for the paint pour, and Sweet Pickens top coat.
If you know some people that like paint pours, be sure you're sharing this video. It's fun, it's on furniture, and you can do it at home. It's achievable.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY. I mostly just like that they kind of look like waves. Like we could take this middle drawer here, frame it out, and it'd be like a wave motif.
True story. Also, this is
I
kind
don't even know what motif means.
motif design.
Okay, cool.